Good morning, friends. It's about 7:30 in the morning. I'm out here watering my garden. It was supposed to rain last night and today, but it decided it didn't want to. And it's not supposed to rain today either. So instead of watering it last night, I'm going to get out first thing in the morning and water. I'm trying to push my vegetables to the max to, get a very good last harvest, especially, off these tomatoes. Trying to fill this up. Trying to fill this up so that way the animals, it needs to be cleaned, but I'm not going to get to that today. I got way too much stuff to do. I've already cleaned my house, swept them off the floors, dusted, put all the dishes away, made my bed, cleaned the bathroom. I mean, the whole works. But what I need to do is go through my last closet and a cabinet underneath the sink so I can get all that clean. And then I want to I've already did a load of laundry and it's on the line. I want to take the curtains down in the living room and wash them and hang them up, and probably the dining room, and then I'll get the curtains in the kitchen and in the bathroom and also in my bedroom, probably tomorrow. Boy, this takes a lot to fill up, I swear. I had a squirrel complaining to me today about it, so I knew it needed water. He comes out, and if he doesn't have water in there, he'll just yip at me, shake his tail, and run around. And if I don't pay attention, he'll come onto the other side of the fence and start complaining. But I usually have to do this every day. I got spiders that come up here. The other day I filled this up and I had a bunch of spiders wanting a drink. So they were coming to get a drink. I don't like spiders except for jumping spiders. So it's a miracle I didn't jump back away from them, but I didn't. I'm getting better. Let me put a little more in it. I'm going to have to be bringing in my tree soon. Probably not this weekend coming up, but the following weekend, so 2 weekends from now. Because it looks like the weather is going to turn to 40s at night and my tree can't handle anything below 50. My gosh, how long are we going to stand here? It's easier just to bring out the pictures before it didn't go. I need to clean out my fish tank too, so I'll be doing that sometime this week. Plus I'm scraping the paint off the garage. I don't know if we're going to get it painted this year. My husband said it's not a race, so I've been doing everything else I got to do, and then when I get a spare hour or two, maybe 3, I get out there and scrape. There was a jumping spider on the garage, and I picked it up and brought it over here with my plants, watered the garden, and it immediately went to some water on a leaf, so I knew it was thirsty. So we're talking about moving these, or just restarting them, but putting them in a more shaded area. And then we're just going to use this for, I don't know, little box wood bushes or something. I gotta fix this fence. The guys were out here and they fixed my fence right here all the way down. That was all damaged. The tree service people did. So it is fixed. So I'm pretty happy with that. He just said he didn't know, and I says, well, I sent you a photo. His phone, I guess, apparently was bad, but you know, any excuse is better than none. So now right here I have some pak choi, and I'm just kind of giving them a good water. They like to stay moist, so I'm going to go ahead, you know, I'm going to water them because it didn't rain, and I didn't water them last night like I normally do, because I didn't want to water them and then it rained and too much water. So I got to straighten up the fence. I put this fence over this to keep my dog out of it, but it's just becoming more of a pain than it is worth it. I just want my pak choi to grow quickly. I'm going to go ahead and water her garden as well. Try to help her produce as much as she can. Ooh. And you notice I'm not using a heavy spray on these. You don't want to beat your plants down. So I've been just doing a nice little spray. Takes a little longer, but that's okay. So it's getting cold out. Things are starting to go bye-bye. And so I'm not very happy about that. I kind of miss, you know, the summer. I'm going to miss it. This is what I do every night. I normally do it at night. But again, it didn't rain. So I'm stuck doing it during the day. Let me shut this off. Oops, wrong way. Okay. Looks like I got some weeds in there. I gotta get that out. It just all of a sudden popped up. I don't know how I got weeds in a bucket, but I do. So I'm trying to force my tomatoes to produce quickly. They can handle 40 degrees, but you know, a freeze they can't. So I'm trying to get them to produce as quick as possible so I can get a bigger, you know, a big harvest, and then I can just put them away. And so that's the plan. I'm just giving them a good drink. This year's been pretty dry. They wanted to take my fence down right here, but I got tomato plants hooked to it. I got, you know, like this one right here. It is completely hooked to it. It's wound through it, as you can see. And I was like, no, you're going to have to figure it out. I'm not having my tomato plants that I worked so hard with be killed because you guys can't fix it. And all they had to do was remove those poles down there, and it was that simple. You know, I mean, I'm not a fence person, but I knew that there was something that you could do other than taking it down to put it, you know, to fix it. Now I can understand if the big posts were not in the best of shape and they needed to be fixed. But it was just the poles, the top poles, that needed to be fixed. So I got stuff to harvest. You can see. Like I said, I'm just pushing my tomato plants to produce as much as possible, as fast as possible. I got a jumping spider on this somewhere. I see it every once in a while. So what I'm going to do is put some water on the leaves so that way it can get a drink. I'm not going to try to give the tree too much of a drink. I'm starting to hibernate it, and I don't want, especially, the guys are going to be bringing it in, and you don't want the soil too, saturated, because it'll be too heavy. So, and then I got these tomatoes, and I think they're pretty much done producing. Some of them are. So we'll see. And like I said, I'm just letting it do its thing. Yeah. Those are my carrots. I think they're about ready to be harvested. So I'll be pulling them out here real soon. And I don't know why I keep watering these. These are about done. But hey, they still got some that I think they're going to bud. Some of them are still going to bud. I am going to take the seeds off these. And then my green beans. And I think all I'm going to get is my seeds. So from this, I'll plant them next year. So I'll let them produce and let the seeds dry. And then I'll put them up. But they are growing pretty fast. They're cold hardy, so, they do good in fall. So I'm gonna just, probably just leave them there, and if they produce good, I might get a meal or two out of it, and then have enough for seeds. Who knows? So this is what I do normally at night, and then I, in the mornings I harvest if I need to. But again, today's been pretty hectic. And last night it didn't rain, so this just added to the extra that I got to do. You can see I got his jeans hanging on the fence to dry. I got clothes out there already. I've had clothes out there just as the sun came up, so they should dry within a couple hours. Alright, now I need to put water in their bowl after I clean it. So I want to clean their bowl. Here we go. These are for the dogs. They're out here a lot. The dogs are out here a lot, so I like to make sure that they got water everywhere they're at. There we go, a little better. Just trying to get all this done. Once I get this done, then I'll go scrape the garage. Lots of work. But I'll do a one fast go around. Come on, get this done. But again, I like my dogs to have water everywhere they're at. So they have the fountain if they need it. They got this bowl out here as well. And then they have their bowls in the house. They got a bowl down in the basement because we go down there a lot. And then they have a bowl up here on the main floor, so don't want our doggies to get thirsty. You can tell this is a big bowl. I'm just sitting here for a second just trying to get this done. But I fill it all the way to the top. Every day. So that way they always have water. Okay. Whew. Boy, that was a lot of work. Okay. So, looks like I'm going to be harvesting. But this is what my garden looks like in the middle of September. Still producing flowers. So hopefully they produce. If they're green, I can take them inside and ripen them up. So the more I can get produced, the better. But you can see they're all over. They're just everywhere. I got the big ones are over here. I mean, they just kind of wound together. So I got the big ones and I got the little ones. And I didn't, and I didn't this year prune these back except for down by the soil. And that was it. And you can see it is just massively producing. I mean, just everywhere. And this, the one up front does the same. And you can see over here. I got lots of tomatoes in here. It's all over. This plant is producing tomatoes like crazy. I am so happy. Tomatoes everywhere. But again, I didn't prune these like, you know, people say to do. I just didn't do it. Not this year. I call it laziness, but I think I like the idea that it, you know, I'm producing more than I have in like years. So this is that one that, you know, was almost dead, and I brought it back, and it's got flowers starting. You can see the flowers right there. Flowers starting, and you can see, I mean, it's really coming back. But as you can see, they're doing really good. My serranos is producing. I got habaneros up front producing. I don't think I'm gonna get anything with my cucumbers this year, you know, for the fall harvest, because Mocha decided to jump in here and she kind of stomped all my plants. It looks like some of them are trying to come back right in there, but yeah, she decided to do that. So that's why I got this fence up, trying to detour her a little bit. But yeah, apparently you can overwinter your tomato plants. And they were saying that you trim off the limbs and just basically have the bare, you know, the base, you know. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to try that or not. I have buckets, so why not? I mean, I guess I could cut some of the top down and just have that stalk and cut down, all the limbs off of it and put it in my basement, see what happens. But I don't know, maybe I'll test that. Because they said that when you go and put it outside, it doesn't have a lot, you don't go from seed to sprouting and then it has to grow to get your tomato. They said that you literally will start getting tomatoes pretty much right away, within weeks of putting it back outside. So I don't know, I might try it, give it one good go. But you can see, I got flowers everywhere on this thing. Just, and this one's got a lot of tomatoes. You got flowers starting right there. So I don't know, what do you guys think? You think I should try that? See if it works? Because apparently you leave these, this part of it, and then you just take off all this, and then you cut it like so far down, maybe about to where it's like 3 feet tall, and then you put it in a dark, cool but not cold environment, and apparently it works. That's what it said. So I don't know. We'll see if I do it that way or not. And there's my flowers. They're still producing. I put the flowers here for the garden to help with the pest control, and it worked. And then, of course, there's my pak choi. All that's my pak choi. This right here. That's all pak choi. I gotta de-weed it because weeds are coming over into my area. Now, I had a broken spot, and apparently, oh, nope, it's bent. Okay, but you can see right here, it's bent down. And that's from the limb coming down. But I have a lot of other flowers up here. This was a late producer. I was really surprised. I said I didn't know if I wanted to get this thing again, and it's producing like crazy. I was a little upset about this breaking, but like my husband said, if that's all that happened to your plants, then I guess we can count our blessings, and I agree. Nobody got hurt. The fence got fixed. It's kind of half-ass fixed. My husband's gonna fix it the rest of the way. And then, but yeah. So this is the middle of September. And this is my garden. This is my succession garden. So you can see it's kind of growing into my raspberries, because that's a raspberry bush back there. And this is all kind of growing in. There's 5 plants here. I really wanted to put them close. I just wanted to... I think that was it on this one. They got a lot that needs to ripen. But again, even if they're green, I'm going to bring them in to ripen in the house. I don't want winter coming. I don't want to deal with the cold. I don't want to lose my garden. I don't want to have to be in the house all the time. It's sad. I will be hanging my clothes up all the time. So, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll try it, and if it works, I'll tell you, and if it don't, I'll tell you. But apparently, if you put your clothes out on the line first thing in the morning in the winter, and take them down in evening, right before dark, they're dry. So we'll see what happens. I gotta be careful. We got a hawk out here. I gotta be careful with the babies, the little ones. So, but this is middle of September, and it's sad that my garden's going. We gotta be going bye-bye. I even told my husband that. I said I really don't want it to go nowhere. I'm enjoying the garden. I enjoy coming out and sitting first thing in the morning, just as the sun, even sometimes even before the sun comes up, but just as the sun's starting to rise, with a cup of coffee. You can see over there I got my coffee cup. With a cup of coffee, and just greet the sun and enjoy my yard and my garden. So you can see there. This one, I don't know if I don't see any more flowers. Yes, I do. I see flowers up there. So, and there's flowers down there. So my take on bucket gardening. Some things work and some things don't. Looks like this one's, again, I showed you before, this thing's been struggling. Some things work, some things don't. I mean, that's, tomatoes, I think they do okay in buckets. I think they do pretty well in buckets. But squash and zucchini doesn't. Eggplant doesn't. They don't do well in buckets. I'm going to see about the carrots. I mean, I need to pull one and just see what it looks like. But you can see they're down here. I planted those really small carrots, not the big ones. And I'll get this out of here. But that's what I planted. Now I got to see how well it turned out. I got acorns in here. My little squirrel is just having a ball. So it feels, pretty good size, I guess. And pull out these acorns. So that's my garden. Middle of September. Everything's starting to go bye-bye. I'll still be starting to put the yard to sleep for winter. I told my husband I want to move where it's warm all year round. Not hot, just warm. Like 80s, 70s. So, okay, friends. I hope you've had a great day today. I hope that everything goes well. And I will see you on the next video.